You walk into an elevator. There are already 4 people in there. And within about a second and a half, every single one of you performs the exact same choreography. You turn, you face the doors, you find the floor numbers like they're the most interesting content you've consumed all week, and you say absolutely nothing. Nobody taught you this, there's no manual. And yet somehow humans across basically every culture that uses elevators have converged on the same silent ritual, like it's encoded somewhere below language. So what is actually happening here? Are we all just deeply awkward, or is something smarter going on? Turns out, smarter. This behavior connects to something that's been studied since long before elevators were even common. The sociologist Erving Goffman called it civil inattention. He described it in his work on behavior in public spaces back in the 1960s. And the idea is almost insultingly simple once you hear it. In public, we acknowledge that other people exist, a glance, a flicker of recognition, and then we deliberately look away, signaling I see you, you're not a threat, and I'm not going to intrude on you. It's not rudeness, it's the opposite. It's basically a polite thing your brain knows how to do without using words. Here's the part that makes elevators special, though. Civil inattention on a sidewalk is easy. You glance, you look away, you keep walking, problem solved by physics. An elevator removes the physics. You can't create distance. You're stuck in a box that is, depending on the building, roughly the size of a walk-in closet with strangers who are now closer to you than most people you'd voluntarily hug. And that's where a second separate piece of research comes in, personal space, or what the anthropologist Edward T. Hall named Proxemics in the 1960s. Hall mapped out different distance zones humans keep around themselves: intimate, personal, social, and public. And an elevator puts you inside almost all of them at once. You're standing in someone's intimate zone, a zone normally reserved for people you trust enough to let that close. Except you didn't choose this person. The building did. So your brain is now holding 2 contradictory instructions at once. Instruction 1, from Goffman's framework: acknowledge the humans around you because ignoring people entirely reads as strange too. Instruction 2, from Hall's framework: you are currently standing closer to a stranger's shoulder than you've been to your own dentist. Something has to give, and what people tend to do is the only compromise available. Since you can't get physical distance, you create the closest thing to psychological distance instead. You turn your body away. You fix your eyes on something neutral, ideally something with numbers counting upward, because numbers don't have feelings and won't misread your glance. The silence fits the same pattern, even without a specific name attached to it. Talking requires a level of engagement that doesn't match a short, unchosen, unusually close encounter with strangers. So people default to saying nothing, which functions as a quiet, mutual agreement. Nobody discusses the obvious fact that you're all standing far closer together than you would anywhere else, because bringing it up would mean acknowledging it out loud, and nobody wants to be the one who does that first. Here's the genuinely interesting part, though. This entire unspoken sequence, the turn, the stare, the silence, happens in about 2 seconds, and it happens close to identically whether there's 1 stranger in the elevator or 6. Nobody negotiates it. It functions almost like a reflex, similar in speed to flinching at a loud noise. Except instead of protecting you from danger, it's managing the discomfort of standing shoulder to shoulder with your building's dry cleaner guy for 4 floors straight. So next time you catch yourself doing the elevator stare, don't feel weird about it. You're not being cold. You're running a version of 2 well-documented pieces of social behavior, civil inattention and proxemics, at the same time, just to get through a shared box for less time than it takes to boil an egg, which, honestly, might be one of the more impressively efficient things your brain does all day, and it does it without you ever consciously deciding to. If you like this little video essay, subscribe and see you next time.